in LIDA. Now, first stop is the brewery, Lidskya. Here we go. Pretty tour guide here. There she is. Look at that, just like Beck's. Symbol is the key in Beck's Brewery.
Я ваш гид, мир пива. Коротенько расскажу, что вас ожидает. Мы пройдемся по территории предприятия, где расскажу основные аспекты производства. Дальше окажемся на...
Была не одна, еще по соседству была. Поэтому Лиду называли столицей пивоварения не случайно. Ну а трубу делали такой высоты, чтобы можно было извозчикам, а они в основном были конные повозки, пиво перевозили в бочках, могли ориентироваться, где эта пивоварня. Вторую трубу уже достроили наследники, чтобы со всех сторон пивоварню было видно. За серой стеной по сей день какая-то экология. Раньше никто не знал, никаких скважин, строили колодцы, были реки, где много хорошей качественной воды, как можно много сварить хорошего пива. Ну что ж, потихонечку. Перед экскурсией будет возможность еще после экскурсии. Итак, пивовар сварил первый спаржевый пиво на трубе.
Nice.
Его носит к тому месту, в котором уже была своя дисциплина. Дальше 25 лет удачи.
Now going into the museum here. I guess there was two places that were not allowed to be bombed in World War II, and one was the Alovaria Brewery, the other one was the Lidskya Brewery by the Germans. And I guess the Finnish own a lot of this brewery. They own the majority shares of Lidskya, so you can almost say it's not Belarusian.
Напомнит вам семечки. Чтобы получить из любой зерновой культуры солод, можно нужно на 3 суток замочить. Зерно набухнет, даст маленький росточек. В это время внутри расщепится крахмал на элементарные сахара.
This is Belarusian hops. Now normally you have 3 different types of hops. There's Cascade hops, which comes from Washington State, where I come from. Zatz hops is normally from Czech Republic. And then there's Hollandtauer hops. That's in Germany, normally like Beck's Brewery. And but Belarus has its own hops. Oh, that's interesting. So stuff this in a pillow and you'll sleep much better at night, by the way, in case you're interested in hearing that. This is just a museum area, so. Oh no, they hit the lights. It's a bottle factory. Museum.
Все крепится исключительно деревянными колками и фиксируется очень. Очень нужно сделать для того, чтобы бочка со временем не рассыхалась. Еловая сосновая порода дерева для пищевых продуктов не подходит. Оно не горечь, смолы это сами. А любая лиственная можно согревала пиво, транспортировать пиво. Идеально, конечно, дубовая бочка, и со временем включать и еще и дает ароматику высокое качество. Сейчас только крафтовая пива принимает его поверхность почвы, потому что там всегда дикий должен быть самому играть, потому что масштаб это запрещено. Природе уже нажитое шумера.
Here we get to try different types of smells. You pick this thing up. Ah, one-handed. And you smell that, baby. It smells. This one's a cinnamon. This one is vanilla. Strangely enough, these are all products made by this brewery here, even though there's some American names, as you see right there. But they do that all here in Lidskya Brewery. Here's kvass, which you don't know in America, but this one has alcohol in it. And here they also have bottled water over this way. Some energy drinks. Dynamite. Here's some, I guess, maybe fruit juices, I don't know. It's like watermelons here. Non-alcoholic grapefruit. Some of the other products, I guess. I don't know, they make them all here. Here we even get a movie, I guess.
Вам специально, чтобы вы поняли, еще с английскими включим.
Oh, she's going to put it in English.
Лидское пиво – это не только хороший качественный продукт, несмотря на то, что называется лидское пиво, в линейке нашей безалкогольных вариантов уже становится больше. Мы устраиваем регулярно.
Вкусный глоток и почувствуйте удовольствие от отменно сваренного, легендарного пива из Лиды. Оно все скажет лучше меня, без всяких слов.
A moment of truth. Let's drink some beer here. I guess you can drink all you want, so within the time limit, I suppose. So, interesting, huh? Oops. Starting out with an unfiltered beer. Or no, that's a filtered beer. The Lidskya, I think it's this one here. Ah, that is a premium, but I like Lidskya premium from the tap. But it is good. It's a fabulous beer from the tap. And this is unfiltered, as you see. Where's a bottle? Where's a bottle? Let's see if I can get a picture of it. I don't want to steal it from them. What's that? It's this one here. Well, I'm not drunk. I only drank a lot of beer here. Just kidding, of course. Lots of different types of beer. Okay. Well, here in front of the brewery, I have to get a picture of some hops. They have some hops growing here just to probably show people what it looks like. Strange thing is that the tour guides didn't even mention that this is hops. So maybe I have to tell them that. Look at that. Okay. We're still in LIDA. If you cannot read this, don't worry, it's old Belarusian.
К 1379 году. Ну, здесь мы немножко пододвигаемся и получаем олимпийское финансирование. Ничего личного, только бизнес, все в это упирается. Есть маленькое но. Первое упоминание города относится к завещанию великого князя Гедемина. А Гедемин гибнет в 1341 году. Уже город никак не может быть основан в 1379 году. Вообще никак.
Well, they have Catholic and Orthodox are the main religions in Belarus.
Во время строительных работ на территории современного городского парка желтые дома.
This, if you can see it, is the first book printer in Belarus. This guy, let's see if I can zoom up, maybe you can get a better look. No, he's not a black guy. He's just that it's silhouetted because of the light. Dark statue. Anyway, what that lady was saying, when you see this stuff about that old Belarusian language, it's kind of very strange that the so-called Lithuanian duke that founded this place was his language was old Belarusian. It was not Lithuanian. So that's kind of a very strange thing, isn't it? And if you think back, you know, there's a lot of time it's this was all just like one country. So, and Belarus used to have control at one time of Lithuania, or of Latvia, of Vilnius. So anyway, it's kind of all a mixed country. So I mean, a lot of mixture back in those days, and now of course these days it's like this supremacy sort of a thing, and I guess they're trying to make, you know, like Russians and to a good extent Belarusians to be the inferior beings, you know, and of course the Ukrainians are the master race, you know. Very sad sort of a thing where these people start claiming superiority over other peoples, you know. And I guess in those days Belarus was, of course, as far as territory is concerned, far bigger than Lithuania and all of those other places. Maybe not Poland, but it's not like they're trying to search for any sort of a thing like, I don't know, the Belarusian people are not really like that. Oh, we're superior, we're the master race, God's chosen people, we're the exceptional people. Like you see a lot of these people in the West, they're supposed to be the good guys. They're always, they have these fascist, what is called the, you know, the modern fascism of we are better, we are superior. So just so you guys can kind of see through that. I mean, this is just a lot of a lesson. A lot of time when I'm going through these places, maybe in Belarus and all that, you start talking about the history and things. Look at what Poland is all about. It's very sad, you know, that these people, and it's even like the Americans, you know, we are the ones that can control the world. And like even Donald Trump in these past days, we told Iran what to do, and now they're going to face devastation. The master race of the Israelis are going to come and get you. Anyway, tired of all of this stuff. Catholic church again. Let's go inside before the tour group does. You know how ornate these Catholic churches normally are. Oh boy, not a good time. Nice singing, nice singing. Smoking. Smoking. Looks like some night up there. Maybe the founder of the city, I'm guessing. Just guessing. A nice kind of a square here. Hotel LIDA. Looks like our turn to go look at whatever statue it is. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, really psychedelic. The reflection of the trees in that window is incredible. Hey, look at that. Huh? It was a little bit windy and you can see some nice movement. Beautiful photographs possible. I suppose it's from these trees right here. Okay, this guy, I guess they call him Gediminas. I guess he was the guy, the founder, you know, it's considered like Lithuanian. He founded this city here, LIDA. And I guess this, I don't know, so I think it's commemorating some sort of a battle against the Teutonic Knights. Let's see if I can I zoom in on there? Trying to zoom in, it doesn't work. I guess I can't zoom. Anyway, this is the guy. And that was, of course, a lot of what I studied. I didn't study the battles and things. I just studied a lot of the founding of, like, the eastern part of Germany. So that should be somewhat significant for me. In any case, there's some of our tour here. Hope that YouTube isn't going to knock me for the music in the background. You know how that is. YouTube. Unless they can make some money from it. Oh, there's some ladies for people there. Anyway, this is, as I said, LIDA. Much different. That's the part of the castle in the background. They call it, I think they call it Baroque style, but it's really not Baroque style. It's a little bit pre-Baroque. It's, I don't know, it's a little bit Middle Ages. I think that's about 1330 or something around that time when that thing was actually built. But anyway, I'll be showing you that in a little bit here. So, anyway. Okay, here we are on the outskirts of the castle. You can see some of the architecture there. Looks like some of the old stones at the beginning. It's probably the top part has probably been rebuilt. I'm sure she'll say that. I couldn't even understand it at all. I'm recording right now, you know. So look, an arch, kind of. It's not really Gothic, as they try to claim it is, but it is an arch nevertheless. I think that would maybe, what is that, Romanesque? I have no idea. Just guessing. Okay, apparently what the tour guide is saying, that this was built as defense against the Teutonic Knights. You know, the ones that I learned quite a bit about in my history studies. I'm sure I know things she doesn't know, but she knows a lot of things I don't know. But anyway, the Teutonic Knights, as I've said in many times, you know, that was the first dynasty, I guess you could say, of Prussia, and the first, I guess the first one assigned, you know, probably to fight against these people that were living or maybe protecting themselves here, was Albert the Bear of Saxon-Anhalt. And the last Ascanian, the last, I guess, person in charge of maybe of the Teutonic Knights was Valdemar. And of course, the entire family disappeared. The last one was Valdemar, and there were pretenders coming out and saying, "I'm Valdemar, I'm Valdemar." So it'd be a nice movie to make for Hollywood. So that's kind of the extent of the knowledge I know. Okay, well, I still haven't gone inside the castle yet, but a few facts you might want to know. Of course, as I said, this was a defense, and then it was the residence, I guess, of the king of Lithuania, I suppose. And I guess when he was brought here, they would carry him up on a litter, up, you know, like they do when you see in the movies, up those stairs and in through that entryway right there. And it was a fortress at the beginning, and then it turned out to be a residence when they didn't need it as a fortress anymore. Maybe the Teutonic Knights were gone. Teutonic Knights, as you know, they were an order, and they fought in the Crusades originally. And it's sort of like a founders, I guess you would probably say, of Prussia. And Prussia started in what's nowadays Kaliningrad. It was Königsberg at that time. And if you see some of this construction going on, let me see if I can't zoom in. But you might see it a little bit later on this video at times. Maybe I have to get over there. I was going to try to get a nice photograph. But I presume what they're going to do, because they have a beer festival, much like Oktoberfest. This year, I guess it's going to be like around the 13th. I think it's a few days. And you come here and you drink beer, Lidskya beer. Very famous beer. And I think they're probably going to be paving it over there to put beer tents. I'm just guessing, because I think that's where they had the beer tents, and it was grass over there. It's very much like in Munich. In German, they say auf der Wiese. Auf der Wiese means to go to Oktoberfest. In German, you know, out on the field, the Wiese, out on the pasture, out on the meadows, auf der Wiese. So this was probably a grass area. Well, it has been a grass area, and maybe they're going to be paving it. And of course, where you go drink beer now on Oktoberfest in Munich, or outside of Munich actually, it is all paved anyway, and you have these beer tents, and of course a lot of the big beer companies are represented there. What is it? Augustiner and Paulaner and if I can remember them all, Löwenbräu and Hofbräuhaus and all those sort of things. I've been, of course, there too. And of course, it's very strange over there. I don't know how it's going to be here, but you have to get, I think out of a 20-liter keg, you have to get like 26 liters. In other words, they don't fill up the glasses fully in Germany, so it's very strange. I don't know. I think it's going to be like that here. I just bought a little bit ago, I bought let's see, what, 0.3 liters of beer just to get the Lidskya premium from the tap, because it's much better than it is from the bottle. You know, in that little place that I had this beer testing thing, as you saw earlier in this video, it was from the bottle, so it's not quite as good. It's not what you know of when you get the Lidskya premium from the tap. It's much better. It's just like, if you think about it, it's very strange, because if you go and get Beck's beer from the bottle is actually pretty good. But the most famous beer in Bremen is not the Beck's. They have a beer called Hakebeck, and all the Germans drink Hakebeck from the tap. And if they have to drink a beer from the bottle, they would get the Beck's beer. So, I mean, if you're into beer like I am, it's just kind of a fact. So, okay, that's it, and we'll be going inside apparently, I think, in a minute. I hope. I don't know. People going to take pictures here? Well, let's see. Okay, apparently that was the toilet up there. If you can see those wooden boards, look, I can zoom. I guess I can't zoom on one. But I guess that used to be a hole there, and you used to dump your votes for Trump and Biden through that little hole down there. And I guess it probably fell down here. Watch your step, of course. Anyway, that was the toilet up there. Maybe you used to hang your Johnson out the window, I would think. Step up there, you hang your Johnson out the window and probably water the grass down here. I'm just guessing. Well, we're still here by the bathroom up there. Let's sit up right up there. I'll tell you what, I got a theory. I got a really strong theory. I'll tell you what. You probably used to have to hang your Johnson out that window right there if you're a man. And they probably had the peasants waiting all down here. And they got sprinkled on a little bit. And I'm just guessing that's where that word peon comes from. You know, the peons? You know what they call the peons? I bet you that's where that came from. Maybe the kings were up there. But actually, they said at one time there was 5,000 people having to live within these walls. And of course, it was, you know, we're talking about the times of defending themselves then, about the Teutonic Knights. And yeah, I don't know. Or maybe the Teutonic Knights would have to sit down here when they're trying to besiege this place. They got peat on it. Maybe that's the... I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, you can see those boards. Can't zoom in on this here, but yeah. Messy business. Messy business. That's all I got to say. Oh, the Bentley there, look at that. There's a castle of its own here. Now the beer garden. And here we are, again, the castle. And our group. Some children playing here, tumbling, I guess. Looks like we have a Middle Ages band here. Oh no, where's my group? Look at that instrument there. Look, an angel with her wings off. Wow. You never thought you'd see that here, huh? Hmm? Oh, just on video, not a picture. Okay, it's on video. It's possible. There's the king again. Well, apparently we didn't get to go inside the castle. I guess we're going to have to come here on like the 13th of September when they have the big beer festival at that time, sitting around and getting drunk, and then we can walk inside the courtyard, I guess. I don't know, it's very strange to come here, walk around the castle, and you don't even go inside. I don't think it even costs any money to go inside and to go into the courtyard. It's very, very weird. Well, that's how that is. It's kind of a nice courtyard too. You can probably see other videos in the meantime, but otherwise you'll have to wait until I go on the September 13th. Anyway, here's this guy here. I guess if you, let me turn it around here. If you rub this guy's hand here, I guess that means you're going to meet a lot of people. And I think you get a lot of money or something. No, you get something with time, probably. You rub his watch. And what is this when you sit? Oh, you, I guess when you rub your shoe onto his shoe, you're going to be traveling in the future. And I don't know, sit on this suitcase, I guess that brings something else. You know how that crap is. There seems to be statues in a lot of places. Of course, a lot of them in Belarus. You know, they got them in Germany, all over the place. You do this, you rub their knees, you rub their hand, you rub their nose. Yeah, all sort of stuff, and it's supposed to bring you luck or who knows what. It's all over the place. I think I've seen too much of that stuff. So I don't know where we're going next. We're supposed to head to the bus, so I guess we'll find out. Have to correct myself. We're not on a bus, we're on a marshrutka. Oh, there it is over there. So anyway, at the moment, I'm by this rock again. Let me show this to you. Very weird, I guess. Is that marble, huh? Interesting. Okay, I'll just show you the marshrutka that we went on. Didn't get to go here. On a bus here. Very strange. Everything is in Belarusian. I don't see anything in English. So this is probably not a popular place for people that speak English to be going to. Just saying, just saying, just saying. So, other buses, of course, tour buses, travel buses. I didn't even know there was such a big touristy place, but I guess it is. So this is our bus. Marshrutka. Okay. That's it. I don't know if we're going to go anywhere after. I guess we do have to go somewhere. We're supposed to not get back to Minsk until 8 o'clock, so I guess there's something else on the agenda. We'll see. Okay, till then. Well, I forgot to take at least a picture of the food. We had a soup, and then, I'll show you what. And we had draniki, 3 draniki, and some, what was this, kompot. So anyway, I forgot to put it on here, but that's part of this tour as well.